Welcome to Behind the Scenes with Joe Redfern, and as always, you know who I am. Today, we're going to talk about a heartbreaking, world affecting event and some of the things that are not being said, and the things that are being said that may not necessarily be true. I'll be right back. Okay, welcome back to Behind the Scenes. Uh, Today's episode is going to be about the crisis in Israel. And I'm going to do this entire episode based on an interview of our so called president, Joe Biden. It's heartbreaking. These people are being slaughtered. These people are being bombed by a bunch of heartless people. And the worst part of it is, it's a religious event. It's not political. It's not geographical, as far as I'm concerned. Hamas's business plan, their philosophy is killing Jews. Well, with that said, it can't possibly be geography, and it can't possibly be political. It has to be religious. So these animals are killing people over the choice of a religion. To me, that doesn't make any sense. If you're fighting over geography because somehow there's money involved, it's still sickening what they're doing, but it makes more sense. Hang on one second, I almost forgot. I got to put my hat on today. I forgot to wear my normal hat and my glasses. I'm going to be taking my glasses off because I'm going to read this to you in a second. Actually, I'm going to start reading it right now. This is quoted from a press conference from our so-called President Joe Biden. The people of Israel have lived through one such moment this weekend. The bloody hands of the terrorist organization Hamas, a group whose stated purpose, I just told you this, their stated purpose for being is to kill Jews. Let's get this out of the way, because this irks me every day. Jewish people are not Jewish. Okay? Jewish is a religion. It's not a nationality. What Hamas is going after is a religion, which happens to be dominated in Israel by Jews. But they're Israeli. Israeli, not Jews. There's a difference. I talk to Jewish people all the time. I like history. I ask them, where's your family from? What nationality are you? That's my favorite question. What nationality are you? Jewish? No, sir. No, ma'am. Your nationality is not Jewish. Your religion is Jewish. Your nationality, there's a good chance Russian, Polish, Ukrainian, from over in that area of the world. Now, understand, I'm a little bit ignorant to this situation because it bothers me from the humanitarian standpoint, but I'm not really interested in the details of why someone would want to kill a Jew based on religion. I'm just concerned with the fact that somebody would even consider killing anyone over a religion. You should be free to practice any religion you want. There should be no reason for you to hate somebody over whose God is better or who you worship versus who I worship. Now, Hamas, being of Islam, ISIS, and all those Middle Eastern groups, they're crazy people. They're crazy people. I have never once, not once in my lifetime, ever heard of a religion that promotes the killing of people. Religion is supposed to be about love. It's supposed to be about respect. It's supposed to be about togetherness. It's supposed to be about support. It's not supposed to be about killing. It's not supposed to be about geography. I want to jump in real quick about the Palestinians. I understand that they're using your country, but I also understand, based on some of the Palestinians that I've spoken to in the last couple days, that the Palestinian residents are either afraid of Hamas or choose to support them. Either way, it's wrong. I understand the fear of death. I understand they don't want to die, and I don't want them to die. But the ones that support them, the ones that help them, understand, people meaning Palestinians. Hamas is using you as a human shield. I got up this morning early at 4:30 this morning, and I put on the news simply just so I could watch and get a little bit more educated on what was going on over there. I didn't want to get on camera today and be completely ignorant. What I found was, during a report, now granted, I'm going to admit it was CNN, only because they were the guys doing the story at the time that I woke up. I'm not a big fan of CNN. As you all know, I'm not a fan of the media, period. But at least I got some information. Now, they claim that what they're doing is they attack Israel, they retreat back to Gaza, to the Gaza Strip, they go underground in the tunnels while Israel's retaliating with bombs and air raids. Can you blame Israel? No. They're expecting to retaliate. Hamas is expecting retaliation. I'm expecting retaliation, and everybody else should. Don't come into my people, my country, and start bombing things. You're killing thousands and thousands of men, women, and children, most of which have absolutely nothing to do with you, your ideology, your goals, have nothing to do with you, and you're killing them anyway. All because Israel's primarily a Jewish country. Absurd. Just absurd. Let's continue. It says, the people of Israel have lived through one such moment this weekend, the bloody hands of the terrorist organization Hamas. This was an act of sheer evil. Mr. Biden, is that the best you can do? It's an act of sheer evil. No kidding. You're a brain surgeon. It says more than 1,000 lives have been slaughtered. Not just slaughtered in Israel. Among them, at least 14 American citizens have been killed. Okay, now here's where my ignorance comes in. Because from where I sit, and from what's going on in my pea brain, Israel's our number one ally in the world. When something happens around the world and we send our U.S. troops in to take care of business, what happens? We take care of business. But we take care of business with the support, the encouragement, the approval, and physical assistance. That's critical here. Physical assistance from Israel. So when we go to war with the Taliban, who do you think's covering our butts? The Israeli military, the Israeli tanks, the Israeli Air Force. I don't think they call them the Air Force over there, but again, that's my ignorance. But their version of our Air Force. They back us up physically. To this day, 4 days later, 3 days later, whatever the hell it is, 5 days later, I don't believe there's a U.S. troop on the ground. So, Mr. Biden, what do you think the first thing you should have done was? Your first action as president should have been to call every damn general you got on speed dial and tell them to get packed and ready to go. It's not real complicated. It's not real complicated. I got LZ standing right here behind the camera. If there's something going on and I need to film it, what is the first thing I do? I call LZ and say, hey, we're going to film. And it's going to be this day at this time. And what does he do? He packs his bags. He puts together the damn camera. Gets the lenses ready. Gets the lights ready. He does what he needs to do to be prepared. Again, I'm ignorant. But I don't think Biden's done that yet. And we're 3, 4, 5 days after the fact. Why is our U.S. military not in there taking care of the problem? And this episode of thousands of people dead probably would have been significantly minimized if we would have done that. But instead, he's talking crap on my phone. I don't even know where this is from. Whitehouse.gov if you'd like to read it for yourself. Let's continue. Parents butchered using their bodies to try to protect their children. Human instinct, right? Doesn't that statement alone justify the U.S. military? We've got the bravest, strongest, most competent military in the entire world. Because if we didn't, we'd all have a Chinese address by now. So even China knows, as much as they would like to, they don't mess with us. At least not at a war. Yet. Mr. Biden, pay attention. You said it yourself in this press release. They went after parents and children. Women. Dead. Slaughtered all over the place. This is not cool. This is not a time for you to sit on your hands. When I heard this story originally 3, 4, 5 days ago, whatever it was, my first thought in my head, silly enough, was the bat signal from Batman. The red button on the buffet in his office, where the mayor used to hit the red button and the bat signal would go on and Batman would know to get his butt up and take care of business. Why were you not pressing the red button immediately? Get our planes in the air, get our ships on the water, and let's get there. We could have sent 3, 4, 5 SEAL teams in. We might be done by now. They found all those other crazy people over in Iraq and Iran. No, not Iran, Iraq. They found those crazy guys. They took care of Osama bin Laden. These guys are a bunch of crazy people with half the brains of Osama bin Laden. He wasn't a stupid guy. These guys are just terrorists. These guys are mercenaries. They don't even care if they die. So send our boys over there and take care of business and it ends. Eliminate it. At least temporarily. They'll be back. There's plenty more of them. Let's continue. Stomach-turning reports of babies being killed. Again, that's one sentence in a press release that tells me we should be there. Somebody should be on their way from the United States. This is our number one ally. This is our number one support around the world. Entire families slain. No kidding, brain surgeon. What are we doing about it? As far as my ignorance goes, nothing. Women raped, assaulted, paraded as trophies. This sounds like chaos. It says thousands of wounded, carrying with them the bullet holes and the shrapnel wounds and the memory of what they endured. Yes, that's a safe assumption, President Biden. That's a pretty safe sentence you got there. And if you haven't read between the lines, everything I read here is pretty obvious. I think this is a complete wasted press conference. Completely wasted words, typing, breath. He should have saved his breath. I could have done this press release on his behalf. Excuse me. Infants in their mother's arms, grandparents in wheelchairs, being abducted and held hostage. That sounds like a bunch of sissies to me. You're supposed to be a terrorist? And your hostages are grandparents in wheelchairs and infants in mother's arms. That's not a man. That's a child. That's a mercenary with no brains and no heart. Biden, catch on. When you got a crazy person like that, what do? You don't sit around and watch. You take care of business with, again, the strongest military in the world and most sophisticated. So I don't believe that those tunnels are that big of an obstacle based on modern technology and the sophistication of our military. On top of the fact that we got the bravest guys in the world, undoubtedly the bravest military in the world, because our guys will go in anywhere and take care of business. Here's a good one for you. Three-word sentence. This is terrorism. Oh, I got some good responses for that, but I'm going to try to keep this episode clean. This is terrorism. No kidding. My response for most of this is no kidding. Sadly for the Jewish people, it's not new. No kidding, it's not new. But up until today, or up until a couple days ago, the Israeli government chose to handle it their way. Nobody asked for our assistance. Should they ask for our assistance now? The answer is absolutely not. You don't ask for assistance when you're getting bombed. You expect it. Nuts. Let me scroll down a little bit because a lot of this is just wasted time and words here. We need to make sure Israel has what it needs to take care of its citizens, defend itself, and respond to this attack. Again, my ignorance. I don't see it. Didn't see any U.S. troops on the ground when I was watching the news at 4:45 this morning when my eyes finally opened. Sorry, missed that part. I missed my SEAL teams in the tunnels taking care of business. I missed all that. And I'm hoping that I'm really and truly as ignorant as they get. because I'm hoping I'm wrong, but I don't think so. There's no justification for terrorism. There is no excuse. I'm not even going to respond to that one. Hamas does not stand for the Palestinian people's rights to dignity and self-determination. Its stated purpose is the annihilation of the state of Israel and the murder of Jewish people. I already told you they're nuts. They use Palestinian civilians as human shields. I already told you that. I watched that on video this morning. Hamas offers nothing but terror and bloodshed with no regard to who pays the price. Can't get any more accurate than that. Well done, Joe. The whole world didn't already know that. The loss of innocent life is heartbreaking. No, Joe, just for you, not the rest of the world. The rest of us are heartless. We don't care. Here we go again. Okay, here we go. I just got off the phone with the third call with Prime Minister. I can't pronounce his name, sorry. And I told him if the United States experienced what Israel is experiencing, our response would be swift, decisive, and overwhelming. Gee, Joe, you don't think he could have figured that out for himself? His country's under attack. What you should have said was, I told him if the United States could have been there 3 days earlier, we would have been, but we're on our way. That would have been the right answer. Not telling him what you would have done if it was the U.S. We already know. Because there's people like me who would grab a gun and we'd be out there firing our ass off. So we don't need to know what we would have done. We need to know what we need to do in Israel. They discussed how democracies like Israel and the United States are stronger and more secure when we act according to the rule of law. Clearly, they don't have any laws. Terrorists, that is. So, the military of multiple countries should be there right now enforcing the law. That's what we should be doing. We should be enforcing death. Nothing less. There are no prisoners coming out of there. And if there are, they don't deserve to be. They need to be carrying out bodies more than those they took. Americans across the country are praying for those families that have been ripped apart. A lot of us know how it feels. It leaves a black hole in your chest when you lose family, feeling like you're being sucked in. The anger, the pain, the sense of hopelessness. So, hey, let's let it continue, Joe. Let's go another day or two, or another week, or month, or 2 months before you decide to stand up, grow a set, and do something about it. He called it a human tragedy. I got to elaborate on this because I don't agree. This is not a human tragedy. This is an animalistic tragedy. And unfortunately, the humans are the casualties of these animals. These uncivilized, heartless, unbelievable. An atrocity on an appalling scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are the only 6 words I believe in this entire press conference that I agree 100%. It's an atrocity on an appalling scale. I agree. Joe, you got something right. In the 10, 15-minute press conference you did here, you got 6 words correct. Good job. But now we're going to continue to stand united, supporting the people of Israel who are suffering unspeakable losses and opposing the hatred and violence of terrorism. Again, get there. You stand with them. You defend them. The rest of this article is a bunch of crap. It talks about how we're in constant contact with them. We're making sure that they don't run out of critical assets to defend its cities and citizens. Okay, so we're sending them supplies. Good job, Joe. I agree with that. Not 100%. I think our military should be there taking care of business. He talks about Congress. When Congress returns, because we got our own problems with the Speaker of the House and we don't have a candidate and we don't know who was going to be there and we got chaos in our own government. He talks about it's not about party or politics. This is about the security of our world, the security of the United States of America. No, Joe, it is not about the security of the United States of America. Right now, it's about the security of the Israeli people. Israel as a country. This has nothing to do with the U.S. He's so selfish. This is about the security of our world. He has to say world because that's the politically correct thing to do. Comma, the security of the United States. Are we being attacked right now and I don't know it? Joe, come on now. It says that the United States has also... Oh, wait a second. Here's my ignorance. Maybe, because I can't believe what he says. The United States is enhancing our military force posture to begin in the region to strengthen the deterrence. I'm not sure if that means we're there yet, or we're on our way, or he's thinking about it, or it's an option. Not sure what that means. Okay, here I got confirmation. The Department of Defense has moved the USS General Ford Carrier Strike Group to the Eastern Mediterranean and bolstered our fighter aircraft presence. Okay, so now that tells me that at least we have aircraft there. But our SEAL teams aren't in the tunnels yet, Joe. And we stand ready to move in additional assets as needed. So in other words, we haven't even moved in yet. We're still sitting on the water with no planes in the air. Joe, let's do something. Oh, man. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to go through this real quick. Okay, I don't see anything of any importance in the rest of this press release. So I'm going to put my phone down and a copy of this press release. Now I want to talk about some stupid people for a second. LZ and I were just talking off air about TikTok and how TikTok, you can say anything you want. Nobody cares. It's uncensored. You can say stupid things. LZ was telling me he was reading about some of the stupid posts about police departments and, of course, you know, reliving the whole police brutality cases. So I thumbed through real quick, did a little search myself while I was taking a break while LZ was setting up the studio. And I found some non-Jewish people talking about how bad the Jewish people are. So first I'm going to share my opinion. Sorry, I hit the mic. I'll share my opinion first. My opinion is Jews are a pain in the butt. And so is the rest of the world. Jews are no different. It's a religion. It's not a group of people. I tell people all the time at a baseball field, the best fans are Cubans. Why? Because they're the most passionate for the game. They're also the worst fans because they don't know where the line is in the sand. They cross the line regularly. Everybody's got that problem. I told you in many episodes that I'm a pain in the neck for my wife. I've made it abundantly clear. Why would you go online to TikTok and post that Jews deserve this? No one deserves this except those that initiate it. Joe, get our SEAL teams in the tunnels. I don't want to see anybody coming out of that tunnel breathing except our military. They need to go in there. They need to exterminate anything in a tunnel that has a heartbeat, and I don't give a damn if it's a cockroach. Everything in those tunnels need to come out in a body bag. This is absurd. And you people that are talking about how the Jews deserve this are out of your mind too. And I'd love to meet you personally because I might smack the crap out of you. We talk about human rights. We talk about being a good human being. We talk about community. And our so-called president won't defend the community of Israel in the way that he should. Because apparently I am ignorant now that I read the whole article. I didn't even prepare for this show. I just had to do it just based on his lack of efforts. Joe, wake up. Get him there, get him on the ground, and get him moving. Solve this problem. 48 hours or less, the problem's solved. We can now go and mourn the death of those people. We can start rebuilding and prepare for the next attack. Let's not stretch this out like we did the other Middle Eastern wars. The ones where you pulled us out and we lost billions of dollars in equipment after all the work and efforts that our military did. Yeah, you remember that? Okay, well, let's not do that a second time. It's kind of stupid for a nation that's so far in debt that we'll never get out. Think about that. Now, people, don't forget, I need you to hit the subscribe button, the like button. I need you to comment. And I'm telling you, I want you to comment and tell me how stupid I am. I don't care. I just want comments. I need that subscribe button pushed because I get a couple pennies. Help support the show. Also, my other channels and platforms are thriving right now, so I want to thank you people. But my YouTube is not thriving, so I need some help. Share the word, share the name of the show, hit the subscribe button. I need some help. Remember, I did it backwards. I had all the other channels set up first, and then I did YouTube last. So now I'm trying to get those people over to YouTube to be able to watch the channel. So I need your help if you get an opportunity. If you got somebody, a neighbor, a friend, family member, whoever that wants to hear the truth, who wants to hear about my ignorance, who wants to just come on and look at the stupid hat that I wear every show, please send them our way. Until next time, I'm Joe and I'm out of here.